Hey guys, how's it going? Luke here. I've got a different kind of video today. I am playing Generation 3 and I'm doing a link battle against my brother Jason. This battle already happened. I'm just showing you my party real quick. I'm doing commentation over the video of the battle. Yeah, I was able to record. This is played on an actual Emerald cartridge. I'm playing Emerald while my brother is playing Fire Red, and we're sort of playing through at the same time and battling here and there. So this is a video of our first battle, which was super epic. This was actually one of like the craziest Link battles I've ever had.
Yeah, no way. No! No!
Yeah, so as you can see there, I really like being on the left side. Jason kept me out of the way. Here we go. Here's the classic music.
Classic, man.
Alright, so let's see what he leads off with. I don't exactly remember. Okay, so, I should explain quickly. As you saw, his name was Boobs. All of his nicknames are sort of like boob themed, so just you're gonna have to just accept that. So he leads off with Goobji, the Pidgeot, or Pidgeotto. I lead off with my Gloom, and that's not good, so I switch out to have a more favorable matchup. Switch out to my Solrock, who is super duper good. He goes for Secret Power. I'm really hoping that it does not paralyze. And luckily it does not. It's so funny, the pacing of these battles is so much slower than Showdown. As you can see, I'm trying to decide what to go for. I end up going for Rock Throw, and he withdraws, which I probably could have seen coming. Out he brings his Manboob, the Mankey. So this Rock Throw is probably not going to do all that much. It resists. It does a actually nicer amount than I was expecting. It's because Solrock's attack is like low-key pretty darn high. My special attack kind of stinks. It kind of is horrible. So this Confusion is probably not going to do all that much. Well, it does more than I was expecting, but yeah, well, I guess I already knew how much that was going to happen, but okay, so look at this. So I went first. I'm faster than him. So he decides to stay in while I'll go for a Confusion to finish it off. Not only does he win the speed tie, but he gets a critical hit, bringing me down to 7 HP, which was completely nuts. I think I might rewind in a second to show you guys my reaction.
Whoa! Holy crap. I got so lucky.
And it is going to be his Charmeleon. He did not have the naming system in place yet, so there's no boob-themed Charmeleon. Just so you know, like this type of video is really the type of video that's not for kids. You know how everyone sort of puts their videos as being not made for children, so that comments can be enacted. This video is not for children. There's a lot of boobs in this video. Oh man, I hope that like that isn't picked up by some sort of algorithm and gets me flagged for something. We'll see. So I wanted to resist Ember and wanted to keep my Solrock alive, so I switched into my Combuskin. I decided to go for Sand Attack, sort of just to cripple this thing a little bit, because Sand Attack is surprisingly good in Link battles, especially at lower levels. I thought I fast forwarded through all of the Link standby parts, but I guess there's a few that made it. So he goes for Smokescreen. I get thoroughly smoke screened and I lower my accuracy, so we both go for the same thing. Luckily I hit my Sand Attack even though he went first and lowered my accuracy first. I decided to go for a double kick, just to see if I can do some damage. I know that he can't do much because he has Ember and Metal Claw. That's all that Charmeleon gets. He brings in, so this obviously was a bad switch on his part. He gets lucky and I miss. But so he had told me he had a surprise Pokemon that was higher level than everything else. I was not expecting a Persian. I completely forgot that you can even catch Meowth that early in the game. So it has Water Pulse. It has Water Pulse. I had no idea that it got Water Pulse. He had just finished Misty's gym. And he gets a Confusion. So I'm thinking there's a less than half chance I'm going to hit. But not only do I hit through Confusion, I also hit through the Sand Attack, and I managed to connect a double kick, which does less than I was hoping. does about the same amount that his Water Pulse does. Kind of nuts that he's got super fast Water Pulse Boobs here. I don't know why I decide to stay in here. I know that I do. I think I'm wondering that whether he's gonna like predict my switching to Gloom or something, but he takes out my Combuskin. That's sort of a big loss because it's quite good, but it can't do much against his normal type anymore. So next up, I decide to bring out, what do I decide to bring out? I bring out my Burb, my Swellow, which had just evolved just shortly before this battle. So I was pretty juiced to use it. Out goes the Burb. We are gonna see, I think I go for a wing attack, try to just finish this thing off because I am hoping that I'm faster. So not only is he faster, but he also has Shockwave. He had also finished Lieutenant Surge's gym. So I guess he had not just finished Misty's gym. I sort of mixed up. And luckily I survived the Shockwave. Sort of hard to get a one-hit KO with Shockwave no matter what you are. So Wing Attack unfortunately does not kill, which I'm bumming about. He, meanwhile, does not think about the fact that Swellows have Quick Attack when they're at this level. So I try to get a cheeky little Quick Attack in, and down goes Boobs. I'm quite lucky that I was able to remove this thing from the playing field because it had really good coverage on everything I have. And he continues to use that Pokemon for ways after this battle. So, next up, he decides to bring out Goobji. This is a battle of the generational birds. I feel like I should have switched out here because Burb is so fast that I could probably take out something later on with it, but he goes for Wing Attack. I also don't know much about his party, so I'm sort of just winging it on this. No pun intended. He goes for Gust, and that is going to not quite take me out, which is kind of crazy. Here I decide, actually I don't decide, do I switch? I do switch. I switch to my Tulsi, my Plusle. Plusle's super cute. I love its stats. It's really good in the draft league that we're running right now. Takes a Gust. Unfortunately, I'm not static, I'm plus because there's no hidden abilities. So I was thinking in my head like, oh, maybe it'll get static, but no contact, also no static. So I decided to go for a nice little Spark here, but he sees that coming from a mile away and decides to switch. I say, as it takes him a while to switch, he switches, and he goes into his Boob Sprout, which is now a Weepin' Boob, but he can't change the name yet. So, Weepin' Boob comes out. It's high level. Look at the level difference here. I'm in trouble. So I'm trying to think of a way for Tulsi to do something. I know that Boob Sprout is one of the biggest threats right now, so I decide to Thunder Wave this thing and just cripple it, keep it low down, out of the way, ideally. And he lands a Sleep Powder. We're playing with there's no Sleep Clause. This is like street battles, no rules apply. So the fact that Plusle is asleep means nothing for the rest of my Pokemon. So it's quite concerning. I decide to hard switch into Burb, and we're gonna see whether that pays off because I believe that a Wing Attack might kill from this range, but probably not. I got really lucky on the Paralysis. Paralysis has him surviving. But here I make a big brain play. I know that Jason is not going to keep in one of his biggest threats against a very fast bird. So I hard switch into, I double switch into Loudred to try to catch his switch, because I know that Loudred has a good matchup against almost everything other than like Geodudes and whatnot. So that's what I do. As you can see, I was faster because I switch out first. That's something, if you don't know, whichever Pokemon switches out first when both Pokemon switch. That tells you what's faster, because that's determined by speed. He sends out Spearow. It's his 6th Pokemon. He didn't have a 6th Pokemon, so he catches a Spearow and brings it. I really want to show off my Shockwave user, so I go Shockwave. A little bit overkill, but it's a good way to get the KO on the Spearow. Loudy McGee getting a kill. So let's see what he brings out after this. I don't quite remember. Loudred was kind of cool for me. As you can see, like, battle's looking pretty good right now. He's got 2 healthy Pokemon left, 1 status, and 3 down. I'm feeling pretty good about myself at this point. We're gonna see. I decided to go for Uproar because it has slightly more damage output than Pound, and he launches a Smoke Screen. By the way, Uproar has 50 power in this generation. I don't know if that's the same in newer generations. And I miss because of Smoke Screen. I get absolutely goobed on that one. I think, let's see, I might be switching. I check my party. It's not looking too hot. I realize that my Pokemon are pretty weak, so his party's not looking too hot, and mine is not as well. He goes for another Smoke Screen, which is just brutal. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, but earlier on there's like there's a graphical glitch where his Smoke Screen doesn't show graphics, which is really weird. But so I use Uproar. It does much less than I was hoping, and I'm now completely locked into that move. There's nothing I can do because that goes for 2 to 5 turns. Goes for an Ember. I'm really hoping this doesn't burn. It also does way more than I was hoping it would. Luckily, it not only does not burn, but I hit through my 2 Smoke Screens. I'm really hoping for the 3-hit KO right now. This would be huge if I can get the 3-hit KO. Going for an Ember, really hoping this doesn't crit. It does not, which is good. No burn either. And I hit the 3rd Uproar, and down goes Charmeleon. Or so I thought, because as you may or may not see, there's a tiny little sliver of health there, which I at first did not realize, but later on I realized that it was there. And Loudy McGee goes down, which is heartbreaking. I'm pretty sure that was 1 HP that I left the Charmeleon on. But at least I've got a way to take it out. Got some fast Pokemon. I think I use this opportunity. Plusle's completely useless when it's asleep because there's no sleep clause. So I decide to take this opportunity to try to wake it up while using Quick Attack. It'd be really nice if Tulsi wakes up. So I start going Quick Attack. I'm just trying to wake it up on this weak Charmeleon, hoping that I can get a KO with it. Unfortunately, sleeps first turn, and I have to take the brunt of an Ember. This big level difference is going to hurt. It hurts a ton. That does so much more than it did to Loudred. I try again, and this time it also does not wake up. Huge bummer. So down goes Tulsi. The Ember was too much to bear, and a Charmeleon just absolutely slaughtered a sleeping Plusle, which is sad. So let's see what's coming up next. We got 3 Pokemon left. It's not looking good because I've got 2 Pokemon on the brink of death. One is full health. So I decided to go for a Wing Attack here, knowing that I'm faster. I know Swallow is faster than Charmeleon. There's just no way it's not. Charmeleon doesn't get Quick Attack, and I know that he doesn't have a Quick Claw because we talked about it, and he said that he couldn't figure out where to get it. So no Quick Claw, no reason to not go for that. So I go Wing Attack in case he switches. Now look at that, he's got 2 Pokemon left, I've got 3. It's looking pretty good. I'm feeling pretty juiced. This time I think to myself, like, okay, I just gotta get off as much damage as I can with Wing Attack. Unfortunately, I completely forget that Pidgey also gets Quick Attack, unlike Swallow, or similarly to Swallow, they both get Quick Attack. I completely forgot, so Pidgeotto takes me out. I've got 2 left. It's not looking good. I don't remember exactly how I handle this one. So I think I end up sending out my Basil, my Gloom. Gloom is one of my best Pokemon at this point in the game, which is kind of cool. I've never raised an Oddish before, so that was like, this is a really interesting experience for me. It's got Sleep Powder, So I'm going to give him a little taste of his own medicine. I'm going to put this thing to sleep, but first I got to take the brunt of a Gust, which is brutal. Luckily, Gust kind of stinks, and that's a super effective hit. So yeah, I take not a ton of damage, get off a nice little sleep powder. So that helps a ton. I have a shot here. As you may remember that my last Pokemon is only Soul Rock at this point. It's kind of a... and Soul Rock has no HP left, so it's not looking too good. I use Acid, trying to get just any damage off on this thing. And it's not going to be a 2-hit KO, but I do get really lucky, get the defense drop, that 10% defense drop on Acid, which is going to give me the firepower to be able to KO if he stays asleep again, which we're really hoping it will. See how long this Link standby lasts. As you can see, I missed some. Looks like it falls asleep, so Acid is going to take out the Pidgeotto, which is fantastic for me. I think he's only got one Pokemon left after this, which is the Weepin' Boob. If you can remember that Weepin' Boob was a big thorn in my side. So out comes Weepin' Boob in just a second. This is a really big nail biter. At this point, so I'm really wanting to use Overheat on my Soul Rock to kill this Boob Sprout. I'm so hungry for it that I hard switch into my incredibly weak Soul Rock, hoping that he will miss or stay paralyzed or something. So I go for that. And unfortunately, he uses Sleep Powder. Now this, I take note of this because, as you know, Sleep Powder does not affect grass types, so I am pumped that he thinks that he can sleep my Gloom, because he had no reason to think I was going to switch there. So I'm like, great, I have a free turn after this. If I can wake up here, I'll win the game with an Overheat. If I don't, then that's a shame. Unfortunately, I stay asleep. Soul Rock's, that crit on Soul Rock with the Karate Chop does make a difference. And he goes for a Growth. He growths in my face to raise his special attack. So he's trying to set up for a sweep to take out Gloom after this. I'm quite concerned. I stay asleep another turn. And I believe he goes for Vine Whip. Yeah, so he finishes Soul Rock off. We're now in a situation where I have Gloom left. He's got a paralyzed Boob Sprout that has a raised special attack, like +1 special attack, like one stage. So I'm nervous, but it kind of looks like I got this, I think, guys. So, because I know he's going to go for a Sleep Powder, I'm going to be invulnerable to it, so that'll be really nice. I go for a clean old Acid just to try to start whittling it down. Hoping for a defense drop again, because that would be really nice. Unfortunately, I don't get one, nor does that do that much damage. That's like a 5. And look at that. So I've been saying this whole time, I thought that Sleep Powder didn't affect grass types, and it does. This is Generation 3, and I was being dummy. I was being stupid dummy and didn't realize that. So I'm asleep, and at this point I realized that paralyzing the Boob Sprout was also the wrong play. Look at that, so it stays paralyzed, so I have another turn to wake up, so this is really coming down to the wire here. Like, I don't know who's going to win. Well, I do know, but I did not know at the time who's going to win. He goes for an Acid. Luckily, Growth does not even affect Acid because it only affects special attack. So I'm just trying to wake up at this point. I can't sleep him because I accidentally paralyzed him way earlier on like turn 10 or something. I stay asleep, which is such a bummer. So my health is getting quite low, as you can see. It's not looking too good. And I use Acid again. There's nothing else to do. I can't sleep it. Look, Absorb's not going to do any good. Poison Powder's not going to do any good. I get the Acid off, and as you can see, it does not enough damage. So, but then it stays paralyzed. So if I get a critical, this game is mine. That's the win con right now. It's a critical. So we see Basil does the Acid and does not get the critical hit. So unfortunately, guys, as you can see, this game is I'm going to fall, and my brother Jason is the victor. The Meowth was, the Boop was just a crazy surprise that I had no idea about. And I don't think you could get much closer than that. He had a paralyzed Pokemon in red health at the end versus my fainted party. So there you have it, guys. That's, first of all, also look how cool it is to see both Brendan and Red on the screen. Like, I really like when Hoenn games and Kanto games do Link battles. So yeah, thanks guys for watching this. Let me know if you enjoy this kind of old generation content, because I had such a blast recording this. I was using my GameCube Game Boy player to record this, and I just had such a blast. So guys, please hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you're watching this and you're not subscribed. Thanks so much, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.